Well, everyone, it's time for us to go ahead and take a look at the iPhone 12 and see how it holds up in the later part of 2022. Now, I've talked about this phone a ton this year, so I'm not going to go into crazy big amounts of details, just at a high level, everything that's changed from the mid-year review that I did of this thing. And there were a few different things. One, we got the new iPhones. 2, the iPhone 12 is still being sold and it got a $100 price decrease. 3, iOS 16 came out, and 4, these iPhones did go down in the used market a little bit. Now, with the latest iPhones, I did go ahead and compare the iPhone 14 to the iPhone 12, and there are so many similarities, it's not even funny. The bodies, like if you hold a 12 and a 14, can't really tell that big of a difference. It still feels very premium. It still has that dual camera setup that's still in the 14, still has a notch like the 14, so I definitely do think the iPhone 12 is holding up a lot better than probably a lot of people originally thought. The notch was the big thing they could have removed. Now that they went for the dynamic island, I think phones like the iPhone 12, in fact, I think the phones like the iPhone 10 and newer are going to have a little bit longer of a runway ahead of it just because of that one design change. So personally, I think the 12 still looks very good, same size displays for the most part as well, and it's still a very good feeling phone. I will say, when I compared my iPhone 12 to the iPhone 14, the camera, side, I did see that the iPhone 14's camera are substantially better than the iPhone 12's. So that might be a big reason why you would want to go and upgrade from an iPhone 12 to an iPhone 14. So that might be one thing to keep in mind. But the build quality is still very premium, and it still feels like a very fast performing phone. I still use it all the time making videos and all these other things. Now, another thing that changed was iOS 16. Personally, I think iOS 16 was a pretty big update. Unfortunately, it was not that stable of an update, and a lot of people had tons of issues with that version of software. And I 100% agree with what people have to say about that. I feel like Apple should have done a better job at making a more stable version of software. And in this case with the iPhone 12, it's not the latest phone, but it's also not the oldest phone, so it's pretty much like mid-tier. And I do think it did a pretty good job at that version of software that it was running on. I think it definitely wasn't stable. There were tons of battery issues, but I think as of right now, it sits at a very decent spot at getting better and better with, iOS versions. But another big thing Apple did was pretty much with every increment of iPhone, they reduced features in iOS 16. I found that very weird. I feel like they should have done a better job at giving all the users all the features, or as many features as they could. Unfortunately, they didn't, but the iPhone 12 got a majority of those features at the end of the day. So I do think, at least with iOS 16, it's definitely gotten better throughout time, and that's probably another big reason why the iPhone 12 is still being sold in the brand new market. And this is a big asset for an iPhone. You can't go and buy an iPhone 11 anymore, so those sales numbers are not going to be that high, and people aren't going to go and buy that phone really as much or as often as they would if it's brand new, being available in the brand new market. Now, I say that to say the iPhone 12 is the second cheapest iPhone available. It goes the iPhone SE 3 at $429, then it goes the iPhone 12 at $599. The iPhone 12, in my opinion, is not a cheap iPhone. It is not, a low-cost iPhone, but if you have to buy an iPhone in the brand new market, it's available for you. So I think that's a big thing for it. But one of my favorite things is that this iPhone has gone down in the used market quite a bit. So it may make a little bit more sense to go ahead and buy something like, an iPhone 12 in the used market if you want to go that route. But regardless, the iPhone 12 is still a very beautiful phone. I love it a lot, and I'm excited to see what happens in the future with it. But if you have the money, I would probably recommend going for an iPhone 13. I feel like that iPhone is a really, really solid iPhone as well, and it definitely has more features built in with it too. So in terms of that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.